Page 146, we're going to continue on lesson 210. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is relative error. Relative error, it's kind of like a percent change, but it's kind of like how much we were off by, how much our error was compared to what it actually was. So it says it's absolute value of the measured or estimated value minus the actual value divided by the actual value. So it's really kind of like we did with the percent change. It's how much did it change compared to what it actually was. So when we get that answer and then we change it to a percent, it's called percent error. So percent error is mainly what we're going to be dealing with here. So if you look at problem 3, a decorator estimates a rectangular rug is 5 feet by 8 feet. The rug is actually 4 feet by 8 feet. What is the percent error in the estimated area? So area of rectangle, we do length times width. So 5 times 8 is 40. 4 times 8 is 32. We're going to take the difference of those two. So just like we did with percent change, we're going to do 40 minus 32, which is 8. So if you guys want to, you don't necessarily have to mess with the absolute value part. You can just take the bigger number minus the smaller number. So that difference is 8. And then we're going to compare it to the actual value. So the actual area was 32. So if you do 8 divided by 32, you get 25 hundredths, which is 25%. So the percent error would be 25%. And again, just like percent change, it's just that instead of dividing by the original, we're dividing by the actual value. So if we look at the guide at 3, you think the distance between your house and a friend's house is 5 5/10 miles. Actual distance is 4 75/100 miles. What is the percent error in your estimation? So first of all, the change here, or the difference between these two, if you just take the bigger number minus the smaller number, if you subtract that, it's going to be 75/100 of a mile compared to the actual distance is 4.75 miles. If you divide it out, it doesn't come out evenly. So it's like 0.15789 something. So if we're changing this to a percent, move your decimal 2 spots to the right. And then it just depends how they want us to round this off. If we go to the nearest percent, we could say it's about 16% error. We were about 16% off from what it actually was. So the bottom of the page, it just talks about problem 3, actual measurements were known. Often you don't know actual measurements, but you know how precise the measurements can be. Think about last time you used a ruler. Because the precision of a ruler is limited, you measured to the nearest unit or fraction of a unit, such as centimeters or quarter inches, maybe 1/16 of an inch. The most any measurement can be off is by 1/2 of the unit used in measuring. So if we measure correctly, the most will be off is half of what the units are. So like if we're measuring something and we just have something that goes by centimeters, the most we should be off, it would be 1/2 centimeter. So if we look at problem 4, you are framing a poster and measure the length of the poster as 18.5 inches to the nearest 1/2 inch. So our ruler here is going by 1/2 inches, or tape measure, whatever it is. What are the minimum and maximum possible lengths of the poster? So we measured to the nearest 1/2 inch. So the most we should have been off would be 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so let's think about that for a minute. So like if I had this, would be 0, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and so on. Okay, so if I'm somewhere in between these, let's say worst case scenario, I'm exactly in between these, then I've got to round it one way or the other. How far would I be off? Well, halfway between those would be 25 hundredths. So the most I would be off from either of these would be 25 hundredths, which is half of the half inch, basically. So this case, no matter which things we're in between, that'd be the furthest we'd be off, which would be a 0.25 inches or a fourth of an inch. So the minimum length would be if we need to subtract that off. So if you subtract that off from the 18.5 you measured, would be 18.25. If you add that on, would be 18.75 inches. So minimum 18.25, maximum 18.75. So if you look at, they got it, a student's height is measured as 66 inches to the nearest inch. What are the student's minimum and maximum possible heights? Okay, so if it's to the nearest inch, that means, somewhere in here this was 66, 67, over here would have been 65. Okay, so if we're going to the nearest inch, the most we could be off would be half inch, would be the most we could be off. So one possibility is that we overestimated the height, we rounded it up. So if we take a half inch off of 66, be 65.5 inches. That'd be the minimum. And then the maximum is if we rounded it down. So if we had to round down, we can add on that half inch, which would be 66.5 inches, would be the maximum. Maximum to where when we round, that we would have rounded it to 66 inches. And you might say, well, if it was 66.5, we should round it to 67. It just depends. Some situations, some real life situations, there's reasons why we might round up or down depending on what the situation actually is. So problem 5, kind of related to what we just talked about. So we have a diagram that shows the dimensions of a gift box to the nearest inch. What's the greatest possible percent error in calculating the volume of the gift box? Okay, so look at the picture here. This is what we measured these two. That's to the nearest inch. So what we can think about, if that's to the nearest inch, volume, we do length times width times height. So what we measured it at would be, the volume would be 360. If we look at the minimum these could be, it would be that if we're going by inches, we could have been off by a half inch on each of those measurements. So if we take off a half inch for each of those, volume would be 284.625, just taking off a half inch from the 12, the 6, and the 5. The other thing would be we might have underestimated. So if we add a half inch to all three of those measurements, multiply those, the maximum volume that it could actually have been is 446.875. So once we know those, we can find what the differences are between the measured volume and each of those. So I would normally just do the biggest minus the smallest, or you can do what the book's doing, is subtract and then take the absolute value. So the difference between the measured volume and the minimum, they worked that out, is 75.375. The difference between the measured volume and the maximum is 86.875. We're trying to find the greatest possible percent error. So there's more of a difference between the measured and the maximum than there is between the measured and the minimum. So we're going to use that maximum volume and then we're going to find that greatest possible percent error. So percent error, the difference between those we already did is 86.875, and when we do this, we're going to divide by what we measured it as. So we measured it as 360, and if you divide that out, it comes out to about 24% to the nearest percent. So greatest we could have been off on calculating the volume would be 24%. So they got at 5, if the gift box's dimensions in problem 5 were measured to the nearest half inch, how would the greatest possible error be affected? And we're not going to be real specific on this, but we're just going to talk about whether the greatest possible error, if we go to the nearest half inch instead of the nearest inch, whether the greatest possible error would be lower or higher compared to what it was when we went to the nearest inch. And so the answer would be that our greatest possible error would be lower, because at most we would be off, if it was to the nearest half inch, most we could be off on each measurement would be 1/4 of an inch. And so we should be closer to the actual measurement, and so our greatest possible error would be lower. So if we look at the lesson check number 3, a veterinarian measures a horse to be 7.5 feet tall at the shoulder to the nearest half foot. What are the minimum and maximum possible heights of the horse? So first of all, if they're going to 1/2 of a foot, if you want to do that as a decimal, you can. Here is okay, since they already got decimals anyway. We would want to figure out 1/2 of that would be the most we could be off by, which would be 0.25 feet, which is 1/4 of a foot, which would be 3 inches, I guess. So one thing is we could have overestimated the height of the horse, so if we take that off from what we measured, would be 7.25 feet. So the other possibility is we underestimated the height by 0.25 feet. So if we add that on, would be 7.75 feet.